What's good? These are the fights I want to see this year, 2024. Happy New Year, everybody. First and foremost, Canelo versus Benavides. That's the biggest fight in boxing today. And of course, you got the biggest star, Canelo Alvarez, versus a rising star in David Benavides, man. That fight got fireworks and just a huge fight that boxing fans have been clamoring for. Even bigger fight than the next fight I'm going to talk about. I don't think it's a better fight, but it's it's pretty close. It's pretty close, and this fight's got to happen. It'll be a tragedy, honestly, if that fight doesn't happen this year, because now's the right time. Even for Canelo, man. If you're ever gonna fight Benavides and cash him out, it's now. He is flawed enough. He is still green enough uh, to that you could beat him. You could beat him now. He's only gonna get better, and Canelo, you're only gonna get older. So now's the time. Now's the time to cash out. Cash out on that fight. Let's do it. The next fight I think is the best fight that can be made. Beterbiev versus Bivol. Man, that fight has to happen, man. These both guys are in their mid to late 30s and both undefeated. Just both criminally inactive. That's what's happening with modern fighting. Even UFC fighters aren't even as active as they've been maybe once or twice a year. But this is a fight. This is a good fight. Probably this is what I thought Spence versus Crawford would be. What, 5 years ago, and it didn't happen until now. So you're both in your late 30s. It's got to happen now. Let's see. Let's jump down to middleweight. I got Alim Khanuli, the Kazakh middleweight, against Charlo. Charlo. He hasn't defended his middleweight belt in years, still has it. And Alim Khanuli is on his way to unifying all the belts, man. Let's get it. Let's get it. Not only do I want to see Charlo lose, but I want to see him fight. I want to see him fight a live body. And middleweights, after Canelo left, Triple G's inactive, retired. This guy could take over. So speaking of Charlo, I got Jermell against Tim Tszyu at junior middleweight. Tszyu's been calling you out, and he went up to fight Canelo, and then he's talking about Terence Crawford. That's a good fight too, but fight Tim Tszyu. It's time. It's Tim Tszyu's time. So yeah, yes, I do want to see both Charlos lose, but I also want to see him defend their titles and be more active. I am a fan of them. They have been part of some good fights, some exciting fights, some media drama. They love to talk. So I'm a fan. They've just been very inactive and very disappointing. Running pattern with a lot of these fighters, but Tim Tszyu, he's earned this fight. I know Virgil Ortiz called him out, but I'd love to see that fight too. Shoot, let's do that fight. But you know what? Any of these guys fight him in Australia, that's money. That's money for them. Or I think Tim Tszyu said he wants that the his last fight was at Ocampo. He said that was his last fight in Australia. He wants to fight in the States. So shoot, come on, fight Virgil Ortiz in Texas or fight Charlo. Fight Charlo in Texas. Fight him in his own backyard. Say, hey, I'll fight you. I'll fight you in Houston. What's up? So Charlo and Charlo, please step up. Please step up and fight these foreign guys because they want to take over. Let's see. I know people want to say Crawford versus Boots Ennis. I don't really care for that fight. I think Crawford proved himself to be the best welterweight in the world and maybe the best fighter in the world. So does he need to fight Boots? No, but I think it'd be a decent fight, or Crawford just dominate. So if you want to see this fight, I'm not gonna hold anything against you, but I think Crawford should move up. And if nobody wants to fight Sue, Crawford would. I don't think that's the dream fight that he wants, but if nobody wants it, then Crawford, shoot, take it. Take it. I don't think he's on the skill level as Spence. So why not? Yeah, no, really dream fight at welterweight, junior welterweight. I don't know how many people are actually clamoring for this, but Teofimo Lopez versus Gervonta Davis. That's the fight to be made, and both on the press conference and in the fight itself, both of these guys could crack. Both of these guys are highly skilled. Both of these guys are bangers, knockout artists, one punch knockout power. Both these guys are fast and very skilled. Um, Honestly, for me, it's a toss up. I want to go for Delfino, but because he's more active in the ring, and he might have faster hands. He throws more combinations. He might have better footwork too. I think this is just so even. I think it'll go who's more mentally strong, and I think Gervonta Davis has the edge, but then Teofimo Lopez might be playing this game of, oh, look at me, look, playing, I'm gonna retire now. He might be just playing the media, just like Tyson Fury was a couple years ago. So that's a very interesting fight. And let's see. Just the last fight I want to see. No, I'm gonna go with lightweight. I want to see Loma. I want to see Loma get a title. Uh, I know you got Stevenson there, and that'd be a highly skilled chess match. And I would like to see that fight. So Stevenson versus Loma. I don't think it needs to happen. It's just Loma's time is running out, and he could still hang with the best of them, as we saw with Haney. But is that the style for him to win the title? Maybe not. Maybe not. I know Stevenson disappointed a lot of people, but he's probably the most skilled out of Delfimo, Gervonta, Haney. I think Stevenson's the most skilled out of them. So if Loma beats him, puts a feather in his cap, that would be. He's already an all-time great in my book. So, but that'll put him up even higher to the, shoot, dare I say, Pacquiao status. So yeah, I would love to see that fight. Yeah, I don't think Stevenson is uh like that dangerous fighter that can knock out Loma, but he could outpunch him just like Haney did. But I thought he lost that fight. But I want to see Vaquero Navarrete fight Stevenson. Actually, I think that's a great style matchup. You got the volume puncher, the very unorthodox versus the very orthodox. Even though he's a southpaw, the Stevenson. I think he's a southpaw, but I think Navarrete is awkward enough and throws enough, and he can bang. He does have power. I think he's got all the all the skill set to beat Stevenson, even though Stevenson is clearly the more skilled guy. But that would be an interesting fight, I think. I actually one last fight: Bam Bam Rodriguez against Gallo Estrada. That's one of those little men classics. Is in the makings. The Chocolatito versus Rongosai, Chocolatito versus Gallo, Gallo versus Cuadras. That's one of those fights, and we'll see. We'll see if Bam Bam is really a future pound for pound king like Chocolatito was, or if Estrada still got it. I think that's the fight to make for the little guys for now. You can make a new Superfly, because the other ones were HBO. So yeah, that's what I got. Maybe for UFC, it's not gonna happen, but I want to see John Jones versus uh Aspinall. That's the fight. Let's see. Let's see. Ah, that's it. I'm done. Thanks for watching. What are some of your fights that you want to see that I didn't mention? God bless. Peace.